So Kevon Looney has left the Warriors after a decade, and here's everything I want to say about his value for this franchise over the last few years, and what he's meant to the team and Dub Nation. Straight up, Loon was a dog for us. When you're a part of a good team, you might have great individual skill, great personnel, good coaching, etc., but having grittiness is also just as important, and Loon was the head of the snake when it came to battling for the dirty work against tough teams in the playoffs. I remembered when we just beat Denver in the first round in 22, and heading into the Memphis series, the big talk was how are we going to keep Memphis off the glass, because in our regular season matchups, they were dogging us, and if we didn't have an answer for that, we were going to be in trouble. But Loon straight up got the memo and was just a straight beast the whole series of making sure it was only one possession for Memphis. And obviously in game 6 to close the series out, he had like 21 boards or something. He was fantastic that game. He was so good. He was just earning extra opportunities for the Splash Bros. He also had a game winner off a putback in a regular season game against Atlanta. This happened in 23. It was also the game that Clay scored 50, and honestly without him having that putback, we probably would have went to a triple overtime and lost the game. But I don't think people remembered how well he played for us as a starting center in the 2019 NBA Finals. Without him, we would have gotten handled easier against Toronto. Even this year against the Houston Rockets, it would have been total free eats for Alperen Şengün and Steven Adams if Loon wasn't on our team. But obviously we can't forget about the infamous Game 7 against Sacramento in 23, where he just straight up outplayed Sabonis on the glass, and it was crazy. That stretch in the third quarter, I was losing my mind. And this leads me to the next point, being that Loon can actually out-rebound bigger and better rebounders than him. He's not just doing it to little dudes, he's banging it out against the big boys. Guys that like outweigh him by like 50 pounds. He can hang in there with them. He just has this knack for tracking the ball, knowing where it's gonna be. But the underrated part about all of it is his hands. Just being able to tap the ball in the air long enough and either get it to a teammate in open space or recover possession fully and throw up like 70 pump fakes before eventually going up. But here's the thing, it's not a secret that the Warriors haven't had a real center in the last few years. That talk has been brewing for the last honestly 8 years. We've been known as a small ball team, but however, Draymond as the starting 5 can only do so much against certain bruisers in the league, and this is where Loon was our most viable option against those players. Without him, we truly would have been cooked altogether. Certain post-up bigs would have feasted against us. But we gotta show love to the fact that Loon was such a great player for his role. Coming into the league, he was supposed to be something more. He could have been a center that had a bigger leash on the offensive side of the floor, but unfortunately those hip surgeries did him bad. But fortunately for him, Golden State was like a dream destination because he was able to carve up this lesser offensive hub type of role in this Warrior system to continue to extend his career and exist as a meaningful player. And even though he no longer had the skill set, his numbers playing with Steph were great. He understood the assignment every time. If the ball was swung to him out on the perimeter, wait for a second or two because Steph is flying back up top, or he's gonna hand it off grenade style, or if he's setting a pin down and 2 fly to Steph, he dives to the rim. If Steph relocates, he pins in. If 2 go to Steph on a pick and roll, he slips into the short roll and makes connective passes. And the beauty about it all was that he never complained about doing any of this. Do you know how many NBA centers would get sick of doing stuff like this? So many centers would want to take a lot of those open looks, and understandably it makes sense as to why. Because if you don't take those looks, you're kind of devaluing yourself as a player. But that's not the case with the Warriors. There's only a very small group of people that know what the deal is when playing with Steph, and Loon is at the top of that list. Truly speaking, finding a player to replace him and his mindset and going about how to play with Steph in the system, it's not going to be easy. Last thing I just want to mention is his energy. He's always so playful and happy. I always see the dude smiling. I've never seen him truly get mad. Damn near every single teammate has great things to say about him. And it looks like he got along with everybody. And obviously Dub Nation loves him a lot. And I think that's why he was so loyal to us, because he genuinely enjoyed being here with us. Given how free agency has gone so far, that's rare but also beautiful. But all in all, I say this all to say, I wish Loon all the best. I wish many more great years for his career, and he's always going to be a Warriors legend for life.